young African American.
Yes, I am told we have the mayor of Arlington on the phone with us now, Mayor Jim Ross. Mayor, we so appreciate you calling in. Our hearts go out to you, the community, those 4 individuals injured as this shooting broke out at the high school there. Is there anything new, first of all, that you can tell us about the 4 individuals that were injured? We were told 3 students, possibly a teacher. Have you learned any more information?
Yeah, I know that one of the individuals was treated and released on scene with just a glancing wound. The other 3 individuals were transferred to local hospitals. Other than that, I don't know the severity of their injuries after their transfer.
Like last week.
And Mayor, do you know if indeed it was, we do have confirmation there were 3 students. Do you know if the older individual that was injured was indeed a teacher?
My understanding is
they got this guy
that
at the bottom of that page, Jack. They got his picture.
Yes.
Oh, they got him.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
they've
so
identified
far,
him.
Mayor, all 4
and
individuals
he's in a
still
silver Charger.
alive. We were told 2 were actually in surgery at this moment. Is that what you're hearing as well?
So
you're getting the same information
he's
Okay, so now the hunt is on, Mayor, in your community for a suspect believed to be armed and dangerous, still at large at this time. He's been identified as 18-year-old male student Timothy George Simpkins, believed to be driving a 2018 silver Dodge Charger somewhere out there within your community. What more can you tell us about the search for this student? And do you know anything else about this student that they are looking for?
Someone that was
I don't know anything specific about this particular individual.
Usually if you see a school shooting, you think
some of the information you just led. My understanding is this incident happened following the tail end of a physical confrontation. It wasn't like we had an active shooter that come wandering into the campus and started shooting.
So when you see a young black male, which you hardly ever see in a school shooting, it's like, was there some type of
I'm very confident.
Like what type of deal was going on? Was there some type of conflict that he came up and he was like, hey,
those who are assisting us during the investigation,
we not homies no more, like, or I don't know, is it gang related? That's what I'm saying. Like that's where
5 people or 4 people who
he shot a lot of people.
Then rolled out, so he
and then left, right?
Yeah, so it's not he just like so. It's probably a different background than a
and Mayor, just put it into perspective for us, your community, this high school.
Well,
I don't know if it was like
had an incident like this
some type of maybe someone was talking to his girl.
Shooter,
I don't know, man. That's crazy though.
I'm curious to see what happens.
What happens with me? I agree with
you.
I agree with you. Timberview High School.
First for me, and I don't recall.
Man, that is
nearly 40 years.
That is unfortunate for anyone involved. Hopefully they.
I thought here this. I mean, this guy's just kicking the bucket around, but this is an interesting thing to consider, right? This guy says record time to get a suspect's picture.
Definitely super fast.
Yeah, as soon as I pulled up, I saw it. I was like,
that is super fast. I must admit, he's right about that.
As parents are reunited with their students, it's going to be a very methodical process here, as authorities say, careful and controlled. They have to identify each.
They were picking on him.
Yeah, or decided to scoot the school up. So.
Wow. Yeah, well, got a little derailed on that one, but that blur popped up. And it's like, shoot, that's here in the state. You wanna bring some light to that, man. We'll have to watch on that. Timothy George Simpkins. Man, they got him. They got a bolo on this guy. Silver Charger.
License plate guy.
Everything.
That was quick.
Everything, bro. This is the quickest. The quickest.
Got his blood type, everything.
Oh well. All prayers go to those people, everyone involved in that. So Timberview will probably be closed for the rest of the week, but we hope that everybody that was affected by this, be it injured or just being there in the experience of it, will be okay.
I'm really curious to see what happened.
We're gonna have to see what happened.
Because usually with school shootings, like the person either get shot at the school, or
typically,
or
they take themselves out.
Yeah, take themselves out. Have there been anyone that has gotten away? Like, I'm trying to think.
Nothing I can think of. Nope, nothing I can think of. What was it? Vandersloot or Vander? One of them cats. Let's see. Jordan Vandersloot. Yeah, that was his name. That is not who I thought it was. That's a different dude. Anywho. Oh, that was the one that killed Natalie Holloway. But I thought I can't think of anybody. I mean, of course, they shouldn't be really remembered anyways. But still, I mean, they keep showing this video of these buses. I don't know where those buses are going at, but
yeah, are they showing? Are those the students or?
Yeah, I bet they're just
taking them somewhere.
Busing them home.
Yeah, to be safe. Oh, see, preliminary information suggests that a student got into a fight with another person in the class and a gun was used.
But why shoot
3 people? That's why I'm like, usually it's like, that's why I'm like thrown off, because first of all, the race of what's going on here is throwing me off.
Yeah, that's just not something we do.
And I'm not looking forward.
We're being controversial here. Like, it's throwing me off. So I'm like, there has to be some type of altercation that happened. But then, like, what's also throwing me off is there's 4 people that got shot. So usually if it's an altercation, it's between 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
And, like, you know.
I'm really not looking forward to see all the press about this one.
It's going to be, it'll be interesting to see what's said, how it's handled.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, we'll probably see good old Beto come out and talk about gun control again.
Yeah.
And a plethora of other ones.
Yeah, because then we're going off, but like you got in that fight, he had a gun, so he might have been ready to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went to a high school that wasn't as high school, so, you know, a lot of Black and Mexican, a lot of fights. I mean, I don't know if anyone ever brought a gun to school, but
I'm pretty sure it happened.
It's but I'm curious to see, like, what I'm thinking about, like, what happened when, like, we have fights all the time in our school, and I'm like, sometimes when there's fights, there's like, you know, there's like one point when I was in high school, it was like Black on Mexican violence, where it was like one day where it was like just like tons of fights, like 10 fights with just like, and like there was like Mexican people that were squatted up, Black people were squatted up and fighting. And I'm like, was this one of those situations? I don't know if like.
And that was my thing when we were in high school, man. I mean, you had fights, but it wasn't the racial tension in my high. I'm from Killeen, so it's a military town.
Yeah, it's military.
So you can't really be too racist because everybody from all over the world, you know, there. But people used to fight though. It wasn't no guns and not. It's like, look, you gonna take this L today, but we gonna live. Yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow. And you know, if we got to duke it up again, so be it.
Yeah,
but
I was like,
it wasn't. Nobody died.
That's the thing. I'm like, you just. And like, if you
these fools these days don't want to take no L's. They don't want to take they soft out here.
Just fight. If you got to fight, man.
Use your hands, man. Hand to hand combat, man. Nobody has to die.
Throw some hands.
Take that L and or.
Okay, so what do you think the reason for this is though? Okay, like let's say, like is it the media now? Like is it
the reason for what?
Just like shootings in general, like more gun violence compared to...
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
My honest opinion is that we live in a world right now where everybody can get their feelings hurt.
We do.
We have allowed our children to grow up in an environment to where we have sold them that everybody's going to agree with you. Yeah. Everybody's going to like you. Everybody's going to be peachy keen. It's always going to go your way. And that's not true. That's a lie.
Yeah.
When you walk outside the door, you got to deal with real life issues. You got to deal with folks that don't like you because of the color of your skin. You got to deal with people that don't like you because of your sexual orientation or whatever the case is. They will just not like you, just period. And you got to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
But now we get all sensitive because somebody said something to me or somebody looked at me a certain way. It's like, bro, if someone's not putting their hands on you,
go
on about your business.
So, what do you think? Like, well, we talked about this. We went to lunch the other day. We talked about how, like, I think James and I kind of get along a little bit because, like, I see that he don't care what people think about him. Like, I don't care. Like,
right.
My wife and I, we have discussions about, like, she's like, why are you going to do that? So I'm like, I'm not worried about what people think about me. Like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, boo, you're going to love me regardless. So, like, if I, like, she's, like, right now I'm just growing my hair out randomly. Right. And she's like, you going to cut your hair? I'm like, no. Well, I'm going to cut my hair. She's like, and I'm waiting until I'll probably cut it when there's a day where she says, cut your hair 10 times. Until that day comes. But it's just like one of those things where it's not like that anymore. People they worry about too much what people think.
Way too much,
and
man.
So, with leading to that, it's like, do you think that social media has an influence? Like,
absolutely.
Especially with more gun violence. Like, okay, so you portray yourself as tough on social media. Like, do you have to now back that up? Like, because, like, back in the day when you were tough. Like, people heard about you from, like, right. It's like I heard about him. He's for real. But, like, now, like, you can be all you want. You can be whatever you want to be on social media. So now are you more likely to be inclined to use, like, some type of force?
Well, that's the thing. Some people feel like they are, and when they are approached, they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
They can't deal with it. I'll say this, and I'll continue to say this time and time again. A lion doesn't have to tell you he's a lion.
Yeah.
When you see a lion,
you know it's a lion.
You know it's a lion.
Yeah.
Period. So I don't got to walk out here and telling you how big and bad I am. It's like, you know what? I can show you better than I can tell you. But we live where, you got to have this big facade up, and everybody gets their feelings hurt about everything. We live in a way where you can't say anything, you can't share anything, and the social media piece is the worst. I don't know if you all are aware. Dave Chappelle dropped his last special yesterday.
I didn't even.
It's called The Closer. Okay?
Good? Did you watch it?
Oh yeah, it was good. He has that thought-provoking type of comedy.
Yeah, he does.
In his delivery, right? Well, in his previous one called Sticks and Stones, he mentioned about, he's had a big deal with the LGBT community.
Yeah.
And how, they would hate him or whatever, so on and so forth. Well, he made a joke on that last one mentioning this transgender woman named Daphne that he dealt with, and how, he was telling the jokes and he was going in about the LGBTQ, and she was laughing and blah, blah, blah. And he appreciated that she was taking it as humor, which is what he was delivering it. Well, in this particular special, he brings up Daphne again, and he's talking about how, she's a comedian, and he invited her to come on to open for his show. And he's like, man, she was terrible. She was trash.
Oh, really?
Oh yes. She was terrible. For 45 minutes, he said it was rough. It was garbage, looking at her. But as when she finished and he came out, they sat down, and some guy came to her, or when she was in the audience, he yelled out, hey, Daphne, does the carpet match the drapes? And he said she kind of looked back a little bit without looking directly at the guy. She said, I don't have carpet. I got hardwood floors. And the crowd lost it, right? He said, man, and from then on, from that night, they just kind of go in, and she's kind of telling her jokes or whatever, so on and so forth. Well, after that night, they kind of hung out backstage and around a bunch of other people, and he said, man, you're really funny. You're really this and that. And he talked about how she just said she wants to, I don't need sympathy. I just need you to understand that I'm living my human experience, and just respect it, right? So he said, man, and I appreciate that. So when she went on after that night or whatever, on Twitter they were dragging him, about his jokes or whatever, so on and so forth. So she came on in defense of him, and she was just kind of saying, hey, listen, this guy doesn't punch up, he doesn't punch down, he punches lines, and he's very good at it. Yeah. So he said, man, and I really appreciate her going in, standing up for me. He said, bro, after that, Twitter dragged this woman. Of course. I mean, completely dragged her, so much to the point that 6 days later she killed herself.
Oh, she did?
She killed herself. And man, he goes into it. You can tell he kind of gets emotional with it. Man, it was one of those things. I was like, you know what? That's where we live now. Yeah. If you don't say something I like, I can bully you and bully you, and you won't come to my face and say it.
Yeah.
but you'll say all you want to say behind your keyboard. And
that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of keyboard warriors out
there.
The keyboard, a lot of it. But yeah, it's like it's like, but like sometimes I feel like when you're putting on this like persona on like say, like I say, you could be whoever you want on social media, but like sometimes like you start being this person, then you really starting to feel like even though maybe you wasn't, maybe you weren't you were raised in a nice neighborhood, nice parents, and you had everything you wanted, but you want to be from the streets.
Right.
Now that you're putting on this persona, like, and you
gotta try to keep that up.
Now you're trying to keep it up. Now that's when like that becomes an issue too. So it's like social media is good for some things and it's bad for a lot of things.
Yes,
so
I totally agree, man.
I didn't even know that about that special, but
yeah, it's out, man. If y'all haven't seen it. I'm a Chappelle fan, for sure. So
you gotta be like, if you're not a Chappelle fan.
Oh yeah.
There's no way not to like. I mean, there's a way not to, but like, there's.
Man,
what he does makes so much sense.
It does. It does.
It's a craft.
Always, yeah. And that's his last one. So you wanna? He said it. This is my last one for a minute. So I'm not doing it, anymore.
He's retiring like Jay-Z.
Yeah, he said he was done with that.
Still hop on every other track.
Well, that was the last. That was a commitment he made with Netflix. So that's the last one he has to do with them. So he's not, But nevertheless, man, it was good. Hopefully, we'll get some more details on this Timberview High School situation.
Speaking of Netflix specials, just off topic, have you ever? Yeah. There's a Indian comedian on there. You might know who I'm talking about, Jack. He's funny. I watched his special the other day, and dude's hilarious. I forgot his name though.
Russell.
He's an Indian guy.
Small guy.
He looks tall. What's his name? Let me see if I can pull him. But yeah, if you.
Oh, you're not talking about.
It's an older. I just never watched. He's a young guy.
You're talking about
Hassan Minaj is the only guy.
Who's the guy in the community?
Sorry, yeah, Hassan. It's probably
Hassan Minaj.
Is it like skinny guy?
Yeah.
I think. Let me see.
This guy.
Yeah. Have you seen
Hassan.
him?
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
He's
pretty funny.
Really smart.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. I mean, I watched his special on Netflix. It was funny.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, my wife and I thought it was hilarious, but that was just off topic. So
it's like an Indian Chappelle type of vibe.
Yeah, he's like he goes about it like a certain way. Like he tell a story, right, when you're a comedian.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was really good. But yeah, man. To those of you out there listening, this is one to the young people. I don't know how many young people are listening, but man, like, do it. Stop doing it for the gram, man.
Stop doing it for the gram.
Do it for yourself.
Exactly.
Do it for yourself.
Gram, back it up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do it for yourself, man.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you're trying to impress someone that don't even care.
Exactly. That you don't even know. You'll never lay your eyes on.
Yeah. So
doesn't even matter.
That's when then back to like the keyboard warriors. Like,
yes.
Feelings hurt. Like we're talking about Kevin Durant, how he makes like burner accounts to argue with people. I'm like, bro, you are the best.
Stop it.
You are like the best offensive basketball player ever.
Yes.
And like you over here arguing with people that like, dude, give me.
That don't matter.
I played college basketball. If someone talking to me on Twitter, I'm not even gonna respond because I'm gonna be like, bro, like you're the best.
It's ridiculous.
The most offensively talented basketball player probably ever, and you're over here arguing with some
on Twitter,
Joe Schmo that probably doesn't get picked up at 24 Hour Fitness. So
makes no sense.